What's up, bro? So we on this dream revelation. Man, I'ma tell you. I've been putting this off a couple of days. Not really putting it off. I just had other urges to speak about other matters whenever it came time to do the video each day. So and the dream is written down and it was vivid, so I remember it pretty good for the most part. So I could always, I could come back to that. But we here now, man. Just giving y'all a little backstory of why it took so long to get to this video, man. But I'ma read it, and then that might be enough. Me reading it might be enough, but if not, then I'ma dive deeper into it. Let me read it real quick, bro. I had a dream about Hong Kong, and it was the most vivid dream I've ever had. First, I was standing on some kind of dock waiting for some boats to arrive, and when they arrived, people died in the unloading of the materials. Now, no one was shocked by the deaths, and only the crew members helped get their men to the hospitals while everyone else was in their own worlds continuing their day regularly. As it was almost as if like it wasn't even happening. Like, people was dying right there, and then everybody else was just like, it was kind of chaotic and all that type. It was like a third world, real deal stuff going on. But let me get back to it. No one was shocked by the deaths, and the crew members helped get their men to the hospitals while everyone else was in their own worlds continuing their day regularly. Someone started narrating, and it almost seemed like a documentary, explaining the unloading process and how it worked. And it explained that when you get to the third world, in my dream it felt like Korea. But I don't know, that's just what it was in my dream. I can't tell you, like where exactly on earth it was, but that's just what my mind told me, is that it was Korea. Not saying that Korea is like that, but that's what it explained that when you get to Korea, they give you a bag of weed and $20. Now that bag of weed and $20 is critical. Hey, I'm gonna tell you why. You'll find out why. They give you a bag of weed and $20 and $5 for doing anything crazy while you are there. I didn't even remember that part. $5 for doing anything crazy while you are there. This is when I get to a hut that has Wiz Khalifa in it, smoking a joint and looking at peace and content. Looking at peace and content, yet as primitive. Like he was looking peaceful and content in a primitive way, like in the most basic, I don't know how to explain it fully, but I've never seen a man look that content and that full of possibility. You know what I mean? As I've ever seen a man. He was wearing his dreads with the bandana around his forehead with $20 in his hand. I could only assume it was the $20 the government gave him as he came through the checking point, and sitting in a pile of hay. The narrator asked Wiz Khalifa, "How do you like to live?" That was the question. See, I couldn't remember the question exactly. But even that might not be the question, because I even wrote in here, I can't remember the exact question. You know what I mean? But the narrator asked Wiz Khalifa, "How do you like to live?" I can't remember the exact question, but I remember Wiz Khalifa's response. He said, "Gratitude and mobility." And I felt a change in my whole being when he said those words. When he said gratitude and mobility, it was like a light flashed in my brain. It was like, gratitude and mobility. What do dogs do? What do cats do? Gratitude. What do squirrels do? What do... Oh my God, like, it just a light flickered off in my head, bro. But he said gratitude and mobility, and I felt a change in my whole being when he said those words. Those two words were the reason why no one was shocked at the deaths at the port. Those two words, gratitude and mobility. And why Wiz, that's the reason why the boats would flip. Let me pause right there real quick. The reason why people was dying was because the boats, it was so third world, bro. They didn't even have no way to stop the boats. So it was like they would put tires in front of in between the dock and the ships, and some of the ships would, tip, and some of the ships would flip over, and that's how people was dying. And it was a regular occurrence for someone to die there, so it was like it's a regular day. And why Wiz, but those two words were the reason why no one was shocked of the deaths at the port, and why Wiz was even there in the first place in a hut in what was the best example of a third world country I've ever seen. Shit. For real. People were literally stopping the boats that were docking by I did write it in here. By placing a couple of tires in between the boat and the dock. That's how the people were dying. Some of the boats were going too fast and got flipped over in the process of trying to dock. The people that survived were very grateful and mobile about hurrying to tend to whatever they needed to tend to. All in all, I believe I learned that gratitude and mobility are the basics to a happy and fulfilled life. Look at dogs and cats and nature. Everything is pleased with being and always in motion. You can even try to sneak up on sleeping dogs and sleeping cats and sleeping stuff, and what does it do? It wake right, boy. Try it if you want to. It wake right up. It wake right up. Look at dogs, and everything is pleased with being and always in motion, with the understanding that nothing is supposed to be the same. Ooh! Oh my God. Hey. Oh. I'm gonna say that again. Everything is pleased with being and always in motion, with the understanding that nothing is supposed to be the same, and things change on a second to second basis. Not a day to day, not a year to year. Ain't no New Year's resolution. It's a new second resolution, bro. What? Come on, man. Things change on a second to second basis. Things in motion. Oh, and then you know what I'm saying? Oh, I put that little, what's it called? I put it in, I don't know, science. The scientific terms of things in motion stay in motion until acted upon by an outside force. And I want to touch on that. Things in motion tend to stay in motion until acted upon by an outside force. So if you're moving with gratitude and mobility, you're moving forward constantly, and you're grateful for every circumstance that comes about, then you find the positive in everything. You know what that means? That means every single circumstance is something that you grow from. And you don't never go backwards. What? Yeah, straight elevation. Hey. Hey, the world is what you make it, bro. But gratitude and mobility, that dream showed me a lot, man. That dream showed me a lot about the way I think, the way I move, the way I operate. It's time to be the best versions. I'm going to be the best version of me. If you want to be the best version of you, I hope you do. Because I don't think you know how many people you going to help. Just by being yourself. Hey, I love you, bro. And Thank you for watching. If you watched up to this point, have a good day.